My name is Golwin Fletcher Simchiwe, and you can call me Golwin. Then we have Ikhtiaruddin, Nurin, Nur Aisyah, Yasmin, and Nur Izyan in the group. And we are Band 5 students and currently on our third year in UNIZA. So as mentioned before, we are currently working on an assignment where we need to conduct an interview with a public relations professional. So without further ado, I will start off with the initial questions. So for the first question, what is the company background of Daya Maju LTAT Sendirian Berhad?
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to be part of your interview session. I do hope that the input that I'm going to share with you can be beneficial for your future undertakings and also to be stored and deposited into your company or your university knowledge center or database. Uh, for the start, the company Daya Maju Infrastructure Asia, or in short, it is called DMIA, was established in the year 1996. This is a full-fledged construction and engineering company. The terminology for that is the EPCC, the Engineering Procurement Construction Commissioning Company. How to differentiate EPCC and the rest of the company? We have so many companies in Malaysia, more than 200, 300,000 registered company in Malaysia. Majority of them are doing distribution, vendors, supplies. Yeah? Supplies mean you bring in a product from Germany, from Italy, from China, and then you install and you ship, you do sales in the country, in Malaysia. But the EPCC company is the company that come with their own design, the company that come with the list of engineers graduated from the local universities, and we engineer it and we construct it, and finally we commission it and hand over for the public use or for the employer use. That differentiates the EPCC with the rest of the companies. So DMIA is a EPCC company in public transportation. Now, definition of public transportation. We have public transportation is basically moving people from point A to point B, people A to B, and B come back to A. We have also moving people, and we also at the same time we move goods, cargo, containers. You see, the mode of transportation, the public transportation is, it can be by using cars. So the car route, the catalyst will be the highway, federal roadways, or the state roads. My company, the DMIA, we involve in public transportation, railway. So we build railway lines, we supply trains, we build the tracks, we complete the railway line, we complete from point A to point B. The product that we supply can be used for the train to ferry people, to commute people, and also to be used to transfer and importing and exporting goods inside and outside of the country. So DMIA is a EPCC company involved in public transportation, focused in railway. Is
Okay,
that
sir.
good
So,
enough?
yes, good, sir. So, may we know the mission statement and the vision of the company?
Oh my God. You can find the vision and mission in our company website. But in overall, if you talk to a public relation practitioner like me, we always have our very own definition in giving branding to our organization. Our vision is always to deliver the best, and our vision is to complete all the project entrusted to us, given to us with the highest quality, correct time, and also within the economy scale, within the cost business analysis.
Okay, thank you for the thorough explanation, sir. So, moving on to the second question, may we know your educational background?
Um, I was graduated in the year 1997 from Institute Technology Mara. My diploma is in mass communication. and my major was broadcasting. So in university, I learned about broadcasting. I learned about producing TV, film, video, those things. The majority under the broadcasting. It turned out that I'm practicing not a single thing about broadcasting, but I practice public relation.
Oh, so how does your educational background influence your holding
You have a
competitive
very special
positions?
question. Okay. Honestly, at this era of time, honestly, what we learn in our education system, in school, in the tertiary education, university and college, do help us in preparing ourselves for the next world. After graduation, and then you jump into career, and those things that you have learned, that thing that you have been practicing, understanding, and also adapting to you, can be useful in your career. But sometimes things happen, the change of economic scale, the change of so many external factors, not internal. Internally, we would like very much to practice whatever that we love to do. But externally, due to factors like geographical factors, for example, you were educated in Kuala Lumpur, but you were born in Sabah, and then after graduated, your family asked you to come back to Sabah, and in Sabah, there's no for example, if you took broadcasting, so in Sabah there's no TV radio station, so you need to change your career to something else. So to answer your question about how does those things that we learn in education help me in the career, I think in principle it helps in building up our own characteristic. But those competencies that we bring and we adopt from those things that we learn in the university can be transformed and also to be converted into the thing that we are doing now. Honestly, those things I learned in university got nothing to do with what I'm doing now. Ever since for this like 12 years in my career in this strategic communication, but it did give a little help in terms of building up your number one, your characteristic. Number two, your perseverance in ensuring that you deliver the task. Other than that, it just happened to you learn from the those things, learn from the consequences, you learn from the experiences, and even you learn it from the hard way. Hard way means when you walk you fall down, when you walk you fail, and after you fail you rise. Whenever you fall down you rise and rise again, until then only you become the setting up of those things that you are doing now, is that a
Yes,
responding
sir.
directly?
So
Because I was trained as a broadcaster, but I didn't practice anything at all, but a little bit, yes, like maybe 3 to 4%, the broadcasting thingy into my daily works, but that is not relevant to the measure of the scope, to the ultimate scope of my career path.
okay, thank you, sir. And for the next question, is do you have any other career background before holding the current position? Like, do you work other jobs before this?
Okay. Um, okay. Honestly, after graduation, I joined a TV station. So when I joined the TV station, that time, remember I told you earlier about the external factors. External factors mean something that is uncontrollable. We cannot control due to the change of the economy, due to the change of the way we are doing things. During my time in the 1990s, if we learned that in completing one assignment, for example, like filmmaking, we need at least 70 people in that team. And in the telemovie or documentary for TV series making, we need at least 40 people. To do video, simple video like wedding video, we need at least 10 people to do. That's what we learn. That's what I learned, not you. Maybe you were born in the very modern era. When I learned, so we have the layers of people that is have their own responsibility, have their own contribution to ensuring you deliver the assignment. But when I joined the market workforce after I graduated from ITM. ITM is Institute Technology Mara. I was from Institute, not University Technology Mara. The economy is different. Suddenly, the TV station, they don't need 300 people to do news for them. They need only 100 people. Then the advertising, for example, before this, at least they need like 30 people to do the filming. And then suddenly only 12 people involved. So many roles, so many people that before this contributed to complete the assignment has been has been changed by something, or maybe it become a combination of people. So what happened? That limits an opportunity for people to grow. That makes newcomers cannot find way into the career market. And that thing since 1990 has been evolved even until today. People today talk about gig economy. So you might, I don't want to scare you, but you might be instilled and believe that in every organization there should be a good setup of PR team, public relation, corporate communication. One guy handle media, one guy handle branding, one guy handle CSR, another two fellow assisting in the CSR. But in the reality, moving forward, this year and forward, it will be something that very different. People consolidate the roles. People consolidate the competency of role. Things like the gig economy. You university student, you must heard about the gig economy. Gig economy is the situation where you don't need to be positioned in one area. You can be working from the comfort of your home, but responding to the whatever assignment that need group work to complete. So that limits the opportunity for people to come in. Then that's the reason why I feel that the broadcasting is something that is not suitable for me. So I move out from broadcasting. I joined the corporate world. So to answer your question, my other job or my other work basically related to mass communication. But before this, like 15 years ago, it was broadcasting. And after 2 years, I jump into this public relation.
Oh, thank you, sir, for the explanation. So to conclude my part, may we have your email
This is on
address?
your part. So other people also got several questions. My God, you need to pay me.
So
Okay, please go with.
may we have your email address and the link to your PR profile or blog?
What do you mean by blog?
Um, maybe to your current PR public relation website or your social
No,
media.
we don't have such thing.
Or you can share your LinkedIn
Oh,
profile.
LinkedIn.
Yes.
You just search Hanif Dantali, you'll find. You'll find that.
Oh,
Inside there, you will find. I have, I think, like 18,000 connection, all professional PR people all around the world. And everyone in my uh, my circle. I call it my circle. Okay. We were born poor. We are not born rich. So we rise from rags to riches, not riches in terms of money, but in terms of experience. majority of our people, my circle, we have been involved in risk mitigation. We have been involved in disaster. You know, in public relation, it's not about you go to the office, come to the office beautifully, you know, it's not that, you know. PR means you need to make your hand dirty. You will handle risk. When there's death in your company, when there's death in your project, you are the one who be in front to the media. You should prepare the mitigation. You prepare the risk assessment, um, disaster control. So that is the real and genuine PR. PR is not only like doing CSR, go to the orphanage, go to the old folks' house, you know, giving away food to the poor, food to the, that is very little. PR is not only managing website. That one we don't need to do to have a people just because website publication or writing that can be done. In fact, now while I'm talking, we also can create something that can be uploaded to the social media. So now social media time is very it can summarize a lot of perception, you know. But the real genuine thing about the public relation and strategic communication is in disaster control. In my line of organization, when we do construction, we have faced that. There's disaster, flood, fire. So your accountability and your quality is being tested there. How you manage the situation, how you contain the situation, how you to come back and make people, public, secure and feel safe again. So if you go to my LinkedIn, you can find those sort of funny people like me inside there, and you can have an engagement with them. But I do not have any blog PR profile, no such thing. My level now is I won't hunt for new job, new work. People hunt for me, so I don't need to sell myself in the career and open work. People will hunt for me. When I go, I'll bring my troops. I have my set of people. If I move to another organization, I'll bring 12 people with me. So we are kind of like communication cartels.
Okay, understood, sir. So that is all from me, and I would like to pass the session to another group member. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Golwin.
Greetings, sir.
Who is
So,
this? Nurin or Azira?
Aisha.
Aisha. Okay.
So, like you said earlier, you're from broadcasting major, right? But
Yes.
like, what led you to this industry? What led you to do PR instead?
Oh, I would like to again emphasize that why I'm lost here or why I jump here is due to third the due to the external factor where there's not much opportunity left in the broadcasting. Uh, broadcasting business is changing. Some people go to the extent to say that it is sunset. Sunset means a dying industry, but for me, it's not dying because the application about broadcasting now has been changed to something that very personalized. For example, people can do video on their own. We have so many applications now. We have recently TikTok. People can do video from TikTok, you know, do their own editing, put in the songs, put in the text. Last time in the 1990, during my time, we need at least 4 people to do that. Now, while you are lying down on your bed, you can make a very good video of that. And then if that video happen to be possessing high value of energy, of content, of knowledge, it can give you money. You can earn your living from that. So because of that, because of the transition that happened, I made myself. make myself clear that broadcasting is not my way of life, I changed to this public relation. Public relation is generally more open. It is open because of every day we communicate with people. Every day we talk to people. That is the public relation. Okay, we have a we communicate between people to people, and then we communicate to the our upline. We communicate to our downlines. It is something that is very generic and dynamic. For example, like in business, what kind of business that you should do is definitely two kind of business. Number one, food business. Number two, clothing business. Because people will still need to wear clothes, and people definitely will need to eat. So this is the two things that you should be involved with. Same like in the sphere of mass communication. Under the sphere of mass communication, number one definitely is the public relation, and then you have the supporting, for example, the journalism, the advertising, the broadcasting, persuasive media, those things under the mass communication. But it all center back to the corporate communication. It center back to the communication, how we take all the competencies from every discipline, and then we put that inside to become our major competencies. For example, you learn about journalism. So under journalism, you learn about writing. Uh, 3 years of studying journalism will make you a very good journalist. Why? You see one case, straight away you can translate the case into a very good speech writing. 5W1H, those things, they never change. Whatever you go in this world, it never change. 5W1H. You see one accident, straight away you can write 20 good words about, but how you write and express it to the people, that's up to your own creativity. You stumble into one accident and you say, uh, oh, one car is being hit by one cow and the cow died. That's one layer of information. You can also write, one car hit one cow, and the calf and the cow is pregnant and the calf inside dead. So there's so many ways of expressing your mass communication, and if you express it right, it can earn you your living. How you express your communication, the level of expression. So due to that, I know that I cannot stay in broadcasting. Not to say broadcasting is not good, but staying there means make my choices very limited. I want to go to the open market where it is more dynamic and it is more generic. So that's the reason. Not that I hate broadcasting, okay, but that's simply for me. There's no more room for me to improve.
Okay. So for the next question, what do you consider to be your most advanced skills, and how does it relate to the skills needed in PR?
Speaking, speaking is, we cannot say advanced. What was your question again? Advanced skill. It shouldn't be
Considered to be your
yeah.
most advanced skill.
Advanced skill.
Uh, I guess your most proud skill.
Hey, lady, we don't call skills, we don't call advanced skill. Okay, you correct this back to your lecturer. It is the human characteristic, our characteristic as human, and our competencies. This is our characteristic. Characteristic is embedded inside who you are. What is your character? This is here. Outside here is the competencies. The competencies is the ability for you to speak, the ability for you to hand out messages, the ability for you to speak. When you speak to your employer, it will be like different way. It's like to speaking to the sultan, to the king, to the agongs. If you speak to the public, it's much more different. You cannot bring in the high level of knowledge into speaking to the public general understanding. When you speak to your kids, your family should be different way of speaking. And when you speak to your colleagues, it's different. So this ability, these competencies, layers that encircle your character is those things that we call the personal competencies. This is the one that being value to give you what position you will be in your career and what you will earn that will ensure you will be economically and socially stable. We don't have skills here. Skills is something that is you generally live with. For example, 3 years of doing things in your university. By the way, what was the name of your university again?
Uniza, University Sultan Zainal Abidin.
Okay, that's from Terengganu.
Yeah.
Yes.
So are you guys now in Terengganu?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys in Terengganu now?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Huh? And you're taking mass communication.
No, we're taking English communication.
Is it a diploma in English communication?
Degree. Bachelor. Bachelor.
Bachelor degree in English communication.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. All right. Translating your idea to people, no? The best competencies is not about how good you or how well you well versed with people or how good you convey your message across to people. It's not that. It is how you assess the situation. Always remember under mass communication, whether you are taking English as your degree or whatever English communication, always remember picture tells 1,000 words. That is the best, in my opinion, personal opinion, okay? The best asset that you should have and possess. Language is just a tool of communication. You can talk in English, you can talk in Thailand language, Indonesian language, Chinese language, whatever language. But there is only tools for you to convey your message across. But the most important ability is to adapt to that situation. You are the communicator, English communicator, okay? For example, you will be employed by a government agency. What is your role? Only to write press release, for example, okay? So press release. Then something happened. For example, like tomorrow, your boss is going to give away foods for people who are affected by flood in Terengganu, right? So the Menteri came in from Kuala Lumpur, your Menteri Besar is there in Kuala Terengganu, and then you travel all the way to Pakar, where the, no, it's not Pakar, the site of ECRL. The ECRL site, I think somewhere in, it's Pakar site, where it's flooded there. So instantly in 30 minutes, you need to draft a press release. So you are in English, okay? English communication. So those things should be always embedded inside your 5 fingers. You learn for 3 years, you learn only common grammatical error, how to use grammar, pronunciation, present tense, past tense, future tense. That's it. Those things actually, 2 days, okay, you should count him about it all. But the most important thing, your valuable insight, which I want to share with you, is how we assess the situation, assess it, and give a picture review of that. That one cannot be labeled as a advanced skill. It is the competencies, of personnel. Picture tells 1,000 words. Remember, you see, Indian national who came here and Bangladeshi national came here. They don't know to speak in Malay, whatever language at all. But give them 1 week, they say we can speak Malay. You see, people, they do not need to go to university. Why? Because their ability and eagerness to make a living. So that is why these people, they easily to adapt, very fast they can adapt. So remember, language is only a tool for you to convey a message. What is important for you is your ability to absorb the message and how you convey it out. So you come back to those things, maybe you should learn about 5W1H, that 5W1H, right? Maybe you write 5W1H like 200 words, but if you're master in 5W1H, you can write in only 10 words. You see the situation, and then you straight away can write, describe. But surely you guys, your youngsters like you, Budak-budak WeChat like you should know much more better than elder people like me. Is that responding to your question?
Yeah.
No.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I get what you were trying to say. But
Yeah. It shouldn't be called skill, right?
yes,
Skill means you go to the engineering people. No, not even engineering people. You go to the labor, the kuli batak, the macam labor. So, what is your skill? Pusing pomen, pusing spanner, use drill machine, or paint rumah. That is skill, right? This call will end in another 10 minutes. So we have another 10 minutes.
you
Oh
have to
my god.
rejoin the link again later.
Can. Come, let's proceed.
Okay. Okay, for my next question is that what is your worst crisis that you have ever and handled while in this PR industry?
Is this going to be recorded or what? Oh, just for your own. Oh, recorded. All right. If
Recorded.
we recorded, okay, I can give a little bit a surface, okay? During COVID, started in the year 2020, 18th of March 2020, the government imposed a strict complete shutdown, 2 weeks
Oh,
shutdown of the whole country, right? What happened? Most of the construction sites were left open and unattended. uh Previously they dig a hole to do something and it left attended, then rainfall and it become flood, and then there's a mosquito, then there's a aedes, and then there's a dengue, and then there's a risk of slope failing, fall of the building, a lot of things. And then government in somewhere in mid of April 2020 open up a critical sector to do work, especially under the construction, right? So I were given task to make sure that uh, COVID is being maintained and managed carefully. Right. That time, if we every day there's a news in a report in the media, 4 people die, 2 people die, 3 people die. This year 2020. Okay. A lot of bad thing happened about the spread of COVID. We do not know how to manage that. So I was appointed as the head of CDC, Center of Disease Control. I'm handling like 3,000 people, the life of 3,000 people. Uh, we impose so many strict rules. For example, everyone should wear face mask, and then use hand sanitizer, and then cannot stay close. Like we have a gap of 1.5 meter to each other. And whoever the lorry driver, for example, lorry driver, before he came in, he need to spray. We provide them the spray, the disinfectant spray. So they spray the cabin, and then they drive. And before he changed the ship to another driver, he also cleaned that. So we create a travel bubble. There's zero death, zero fatality under my hand. I'm handling like 3,000 people. There's a close contact death, meaning my employee have cases at home, back at home, where the family member happen uh, to be
positive.
with such case of death because of COVID, and we impose so many things. So managing that for 18 months is very very critical. I was always there at the site as the head. I need to be in front. Everyone was very scared about this virus because you cannot see them. And then we cannot see the virus until one person show some symptom, shaking and so on. Maybe this person 3 days ago already got COVID, and then we went for lunch with him. Those things. Um, it is a very critical moment because it also affected my family. Do you know that every time I go back home, I didn't go straight into the house. I will shower myself together with my clothes outside the house,
Mm.
together with soaps, everything outside, clean outside. And my wife will provide me one towel outside just for me to clean up every day. This is the thing that I need to take. I cannot run away. I cannot run away from my responsibility to make sure all my colleagues go back home to their loving family. So I'm telling you that I'm very successful. Zero death from my side. Where nearby side we have, I cannot say the name because of you will be recording this, right? But for me, yes, you can record my statement, but I cannot reveal other organization. More than 10 deaths at the nearby site. So it shows that the cooperation between the team that managing COVID for the 18 months in my company, we work perfectly in balance. We work to control the spread and to mitigate the risk of COVID from affecting other people. We made a very thorough contact tracing. Whenever someone shows symptom of COVID, we will quarantine him. We even won't let him to go back home. There's a place where we put him inside our own jail, for example. We until the PCR and also the RTK test come out, and then we understand the risk, and then we give him advice. Usually, I will tell him, do not go back to your family. You will affect your family. You stay here. We give you food. Through the door. So just stay for at least 3 to 4 days. You'll be shaking. You'll be experiencing temporary fever, a symptom like dengue, shivering at night. So I provide with all those things. Sometimes in our temporary shelter, we have more than 3 to 4 people inside that area. Uh, I for me that is the most challenging moment of my career. But I always say to myself, as a leader, I need to be in front. Boss will sit behind and give direction. I, as a leader, I'm in front. Whenever there's a case of, because we employ foreign workers, and always the foreign worker will complain to tell them sick. So I'm the one who go inside the labor quarter. So we quarantine everyone in that block. Usually one block we got 60 people in one block. We quarantine everyone, and then I'm the one who come in. I'm the one who go assess the labor, and to check with him, to tell him, do some due diligence, some inquiries, and then I'm the one who decide whether he should be staying there, or to be at the temporary shelter, or to send to hospital. Usually send to hospital when he's difficult to breathe. The oxygen level is below than 97. So I'm the one who put the oxygen level to the finger. And if it's not that serious, but he need to be also to be quarantined, we send to the government quarantine center, which is I'm sure you heard about the name MAEPS, MAEPS in Serdang. So we send him there, right? So I'm the one in front. As a leader, I'm the one. After I check everything, then I'll ask my people. They come with the PPE, those things, and they do the cleanup, and those SOP that need to be done. So you see, being a leader, you need to carry on responsibility. Then you come back home again, like I told you before. I shower myself outside. I clean out everything, outside my house before I enter the house. So this for me challenging. No question?
Ada. Wait. We'll create a new link sebab link ni dah nak habis masa. I'll send you the new one later.
Should we exit now or what?
Yes,
Yeah.
exit now, and then I'll send the link, a new link.
In the WhatsApp?
Yes.
Okay, so I exit now?
Yes.
Okay, see you guys later. Bye.
Alright. Bye.
Hi, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I want to ask about the common mistakes to avoid, especially for fresh graduates.
What was that again?
Common mistakes to avoid. Common mistakes that PR practitioner usually do.
There's no right and wrong, lady.
Oh,
I please tell me the situation. I don't know how to react. It is too general. Mistake by fresh grad.
Mistakes. For example, a fresh grad that first time join the corporate world.
Oh, okay.
That
Okay.
that's
I put it in a very uh, I put it I try to summarize. Okay. Uh, I think you want to ask about uh what should uh fresh graduates in PR uh be ready and to prior to entering the career world, isn't it?
yes.
Okay, Yasmin, you need to change. You are English communicator, apa ni, degree holder. You always must change your line of sentence to become a positive. Rather than what should we not do, what not should we not do. You change to what we should do. You change the I to we. Come with the very positive sentences and words. Yeah. But again, there's nothing wrong with that. This is something that's very important. Yeah, very important. For example, fresh grad wanted to join the corporate world. They are not ready because 3 years in the university, everything being pampered. Your parents send you money, you cry because you don't have money. Your parents will send you more money, and then lecturer ask you to do homework, and then you don't want to do the homework. You don't care because if you fail, you can go back to your parents. Your parents will give you money. So that kind of energy, maybe it's being faded because of due to the modernization of people. People today, family, uh, they can accommodate to the request of their kids. Okay, this is number one. Number one, the attitude. Attitude is when we enter the work, we are the communicator. As a communicator, we need to be a very good listener. Listener means we listen to every everything. Not only listen to the instruction, but you listen to everything. You might only listening 100 100 item. Your instruction is only one. The remaining 99 is something that is additional information, which you need to process inside your brain, and then it will come out from your mouth, from your mind, from your eyes, from your fingers, by the way of typing the report and so on, under one single unified language. You just imagine, you listen to 100 items, and then one item come inside your ears, and then 99 is additional, and you must come down. So the attitude in progressively steady on that is very important to become to be always at the positive side. You need to compliment everyone. You need to compliment every people. You need to always be ready, because corporate com and PR, you are the face of the organization. You are the brand of the organization. Whenever your boss is not around, you are the one who will represent your employer. You are the one who represent the boss. So as a face of organization, we are part of like owning the organization. You own the organization with you. So when you own the organization, people will ask so many questions about that, and you must make sure that you always be ready to to answer. Always come back to the manual way of doing things. Of course, people say, "Oh, this is a modern time, we don't need that," but since you are still a novice, a beginner, you should practice to have small notes or small book notes together with a pen with you all the times, because this thing will help. Do not put so many things on inside your handphone. You know how people see people. If people see you always at the time with handphone, they can come into two kind of perception. First is, yeah, of course, maybe you are doing your work using your phone, talking with people to WhatsApp or responding to the email, but always people would think that you are You are not doing your work. I mean, you just play around with social media, those things, you know. But if you have a small book note, and also pen, it carries a lot of mark. It carries a lot of trust to you by your employer. What you need to have inside there is about your organization. To understand about A to Z about your organization, about the people inside organization. Always remember names. You cannot remember 100 names, but you need to remember at least top 6 names. Uh, and if you want to write their names, you can write it very, very nicely, and accordingly to the legality of the position he has. For example, now, if I ask all 6 of you here, please write the full name of your ketua pengarah of your university or your pro chancellor. Mati-mati you all tak ada. The pangkat, the degree, the datukship from where, mati-mati you tak ada. Because you are still student. But if you work in your university as a PR, this thing is very important that you have. That's the name. And then the university, the place that you work, how many people, all this kita panggil, we call that fast fact. The fast fact of the organization that you represent. After this, the university will send you for practical training, right? So all that you need to have. That is something that become your guidance inside you. And when you have passed the era of novice, then you become not professional, but kind of like expert. You don't need that. The book is all here. Next is how you react positively to whatever people ask, whatever people concerns about you. React positively by always replying and responding in a very positive manner. Even in a very very hard situation, in a very challenged situation, uh, you need always to be calm down, and always to be in a total control of the situation. Always stay close to your superior. Yeah, but people always say, hey, you stay close to your superior ni, you kipas lebih, you bodek lebih. It's not that, you know. You always have a lot of information to be shared with your superior, because your superior will always try to look around left and right, whether his or her statement is correct or not. So you are the one who sometimes will say, yes, your statement is correct, but maybe you need to add in some more information, the dates and so on. So you need to understand the perfect way of demarcation of the task that you are being entrusted daily. Yeah, and remember the public relation, the corporate communication, the project liaison, the stakeholders. Those things are the one that you need to emphasize. And always remember, the ability to write or the ability to videotaping anything should come naturally from you. This thing is something that you should be born with, the ability to write. Uh, you you need to build up these competencies inside you. Yes.
Um, I agree because my lecturer has said the same thing, especially about listening, because it's easy to people always think about how to respond and not listen. So my next question is, I'm really curious about what's a typical week look like for a PR professional. So
What?
a typical week for a PR professional.
Weak.
A week.
Weakness.
Anak,
No, like what do you do in a
average.
week for a PR professional?
You mean a weekly task lah, daily assignment.
Yes.
PR professional.
Yes.
PR, internal, external. It's not week. It's a lifetime journey. 365 days, 24/7 per day. Lifetime journey. In a week, from Monday to Saturday, we uh, we will practice public relation. Mm, we will do our. It's not public relation. It is strategic communication. In a way that day to day task is well, I can say it's very generic. We don't have something that is like daily teaching, like a teacher come to the classroom and teach the syllabus. It's not that. It's always like very dynamic, very generic, case to case scenario, but it's always we have special schedule. Once a year, we have an annual report that we need to publish. So whenever that we need to produce annual report, the work must started 2 months earlier. So that will be the deadline, right? Secondly, we must have at least 3 CSR program, right? 3 CSR program that involve like a major one. It's not like small like giving away money, giving away foods to underprivileged people. It's not that. It's big as like we're building up a new school or new not new school, new building that support the school. Or we send our lorries, 30 lorries together with driver to help some flood victims. That's very huge CSR activities. Other than that, we need to also to prepare for the annual dinner. So this is annual dinner, something that happen once in every year. Now, only selected people can go. In my company, we have like more than 1,000 employee. We cannot bring. There's no hall in Malaysia that can fit 1,000 employee. In that program, like annual dinner, this is where we give we give acknowledgement to the employees, and this is where the board of director and management will tell the way forward. And usually this annual dinner is the time that everyone uh, will really look forward because of after the CEO speech, there will be the announcement of bonus. This is something people really look forward to. And then there's something related to day-to-day work, which involve the corporate com team will help the engineering team. You have to remember this is a construction company. As a construction company, we are doing project or railway project, and in doing railway project, we always engage with people. Okay, for your site, for example, in your state, we have ECRS site coming from Kerteh all the way to Pakar. So Kerteh all the way to Pakar, the company that doing that is called MRLCCC. They need to engage with the state government. Engaging with your state government, why do they engage? Because they're using the state land. So whenever they use the state land, they need to always engage because there's things about the environment impact. We need to always adopt and comply to the environment policy of state of Terengganu. And then also, you have to remember, surrounding the state land will be the normal people land, kampung, orang kampung land, right? So when orang kampung land, so we will send our lorries, the ECRL project lorries, into the work site, which is located on the government land. But it will come across orang kampung, right? Rumah orang kampung. What happened? Orang kampung livelihood, yeah? The word is livelihood will be affected. So today, in the corporate com, the thing about managing and maintaining livelihood is something that's very new. This is not many people uh, aware, and not many people can expose to that, can understand how to manage. This is all about managing complaints from people. For example, the house get dirty, the road get dirty, and then the bridge. You have imagine before this one kampung in Terengganu, maybe the bridge is only used by cars, sometimes lorries, small lorries. But now we're talking about 30 tons lorry passing every day, bring in rock stones to the site. So definitely it will be those things that they create risks lah. It make the road dirty, and be careful. Maybe there will be tragic happen, risk of tragedy, for example, accident in front of schools. The lorry driver cannot see a student crossing, so many other things. So this is all under the role of the corporate communication. One tiny spectrum we call the project liaison. Under the strategic communication, the project liaison. Why I'm telling you all this? Because this is the new thing under mass communication, which I cannot find any university in Malaysia that focus inside this. Because every university, they just produce someone that can write, speak, and speak. That's all. Because this is very minimal, only 5%. But the remaining 90%, the strategic communication, stakeholder relationship, the project liaison, this is very much little. So day-to-day activities under my department is always involved there. You know, those things that we always have in our schedule, yearly, monthly, and daily. Okay, am I answering you?
Yes, sir. So, I have last question, which is, can you tell me about a project that you have worked on in the past, other than the one in 2020,
Okay, mean before 2020.
that you have handled it? Yes, can. Before 2020, before the COVID happens.
It's always same. In fact, before 2020 also same because I come from railway industry, public transportation. Only I changed company. I joined this company, this DMIA, in the year 2020, or maybe at the end of 2019. Before 2019, I was involved in another company. So same thing also. I'm handling the corporate communication. I'm handling the PR. I'm handling the strategic communication. And the project that I did that time, this is project about the company project. Okay, is Kelana Jaya Line Extension Project in Kuala Lumpur. There are many railway line, and I'm the one who built the Kelana Jaya Line Extension Project. Uh, that is from 2014 to 2019. That is the company project, and my role over there is to as the strategic communication, PR, corporate com. That's it. Before that, I was also being called by the government. I work under the Prime Minister department, and I was nominated and appointed as an advisor to Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir in the railway industry. In prior to that, in 2018, Perdana Menteri Yang Amat Berhormat Tun Dr. Mahathir that time become the penaung to the corporation uh, that I can say I'm part of the creator of the organization. It is called MARIC, Malaysia Rail Industry Corporation. You can Google about it. We have a website. Malaysia Rail Industry Corporation is a corporation that uh, have all the railway players in Malaysia under one roof. So we are like association. Just imagine, all university in Malaysia under one association. Okay, now we don't have that university, right? So under railway, so many companies under railway under one association. So this is called Malaysia Rail Industry Corporation. I was selected as the honorary secretary, and being the honorary secretary, I'm the advisor to Prime Minister. We have a member of 6,200 members. Consist of the workers of the companies that under our umbrella. They are all big companies lah. It is only famous under the railway. Or definitely you don't know them. Okay. We have been around all these companies since the year 1995, and for the first time in 2018, we group ourselves together, and we agree to the formation of this Malaysia Rail Industry Corporation. There's a very big thing happen in the railway industry, which I'm part of it. Since then, I was always being called to all programs, event, call to the media, to the TV. I appear in Selamat Pagi Malaysia like every week, every Monday, to tell about story about the technology, about the railway, about the advancement. How can how I can perform at my utmost is because I think my ability to speak and to convey messages to people. I always carefully select my words when I select with people. If I look people, you know, I'm talking to bachelor level like this. I'm talking to kampung level like this. I'm talking to the public maybe this level. I'm talking to the professional, the technologies maybe like this. No, that's how we convey the message. And this Malaysia Rail Industry Corporation is something that is now become the one voice that have a constant engagement and interaction with the government when we talk about railway. So that is Mari. 2016, I was also employed by the Prime Minister Department to become advisor to public transportation in principle inside in the electric vehicle. So electric vehicle is very it is engineering. The value, you know, is very high engineering, high technology. So you guys must be wondering how on earth corporate practitioner can talk about engineering. I went all around the world on the platform talk about engineering. So how we can do that? Not how I can do that. How you all can do that is your ability to absorb the knowledge. Thousands of knowledge come through your brain, and only one voice come out. And your one voice come out must be understandable by everyone, and you must know the layers of speaking. I got so many other things I do before 2020. I do not wish to to prolong more. But I think it perfect your question to understand to answer your question perfectly. My role in this DA company DMIA is not in the inside DMIA. Outside from DMIA, also involved in this corporation called Marik and also employed under Prime Minister Department. I was employed as an advisor to Prime Minister only for 22 months during the government of Pakatan. If you Google about me, Hanif Ghazali, I've been in so many reports in the news. There was one time I fight for the usage of bicycle. You know, people all love to ride bicycle, you know? And they do not want to ride bicycle only people in Kuala Lumpur, They don't want. They want to ride bicycle somewhere, maybe in Perlis. So what is the best way to go there? By train, right? So I fight. I always come in the news. I fight for the government to give allowance, to give green light and pass for riders bicycle to carry their bicycle inside the train and go to Perlis and ride in Perlis or ride in Bukit Bantajam in Penang. Yeah, you can find so many things about good and bad, positive and negative about me in the internet. Internet is you can find so many things about that. But you need to be very bold and brave, and you need to be responsible in whatever you say. You know, Bestcom people can live everywhere. You can live in under the engineering industry, engineering spectrum, construction spectrum, technology spectrum, pharmaceutical spectrum, veterinary spectrum. But people from veterinary they cannot live in the engineering, you know. But Mescom, you can practically live everywhere, provided you carry yourself a very good attitude. You carry yourself a very good characteristic beside you. All right.
So, hi, sir. I'm Izian.
Huh. Orang lain pula. Yes.
So, I would like to ask you a few questions. Hope you can stay patient with me. So, firstly, what do you do to keep current in the PR industry, like to stay updated with the PR trends and to make yourself become relevant, stay relevant in the PR industry?
Tajamnya question. Nur Izian, I do not need to keep myself always at the constant top. People yang need to keep up with me.
Okay.
Okay lah, I answer you lah, okay? First and foremost, it must come from you lah, within you. Your knowledge must be always up to date. Limit yourself control yourself from putting so much time on something that is not relevant to you. But just for the sake of entertainment, you can do something that is something that like put yourself in the social media, listen to this, listen to lagu-lagu, the TikTok lah, apa whatever you can lah kan. But 70% of your time, you must always about soul searching. I say about idea searching. When you see things, you must try to relate with other things, so that can make a very good story. So inside our life, there are many pieces of like a jigsaw puzzle. So many pieces. We might have learned about this, have learned about this, have learned about this. Okay, I've learned about this. Yeah, all right. Sometimes when you travel, sometimes you come across new people. They will bring up something. Suddenly, one of the pieces of that jigsaw puzzle came to that. And maybe tomorrow you find another person from here. So that jigsaw puzzle together with this story come here, and finally it become the puzzle can be more clearer. So what I'm trying to tell you is, every day that you see that, it is something that will develop you, motivate you. Whatever you see your parent doing, your sibling doing, your neighbor, people in university doing, people in the college doing, your close to you lecturer, people in the kedai makan, the restaurant, that all can be your motivational factor. You must always assess people. You must always assess things related to them. You must always come with a solution. Do not bring up the problem. Solution uh, come with a very bold and brave determination. Because sometimes your solution that you propose, people will laugh at you. They laugh and cry. Gelak, ketawa, guling-guling because of that. But that will makes you stronger and harder, because you know that your solution is not acceptable at this community of people, but your solution must be acceptable by another community of people. So this is how you bring yourself, motivate yourself towards your career. The way you are being upbringing cannot be fit with other people. In fact, within you, adik-beradik, sibling also, you be different from the rest. There are differences. You and your friend also differences. You come from the different background. Of course, when even the way you eat and the way you throw away your leftover also different from other people. For example, you makan the ayam, you left with the bones, tulang. Some people will tulang letak on the table. Some people the tulang will letak on the pinggan. Some people the tulang will buang bawah for the kucing to makan. So that is show the differentiation of people that live around you, not only today and also towards the future. And you cannot gauge people interest. But what you need to do is you must have a very independent and motivation that you are on your own. You simply don't care, because what you think the correct way of doing thing is something that's correct, and then you just keep hold towards that. There will be a rejection. Maybe 25 people against you. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Doesn't matter at all. This company I work with, DMIA, I made a statement that I joined this company in the at final year of Q4 of 2019. But there's a period that I left the company. I left the company in September 2021, and I rejoined this company in September 2022. So I was not employed by DMIA for 12 months. So I went out. I went out for jalan-jalan outside. So why I went out is for me, of course, to muhasabah diri, to learn back, to check and balance about whatever in life, what I'm doing. But there's another reason for that. I went out because I want to learn something new. I was employed by another company, Prasarana, as a CEO of one of the subsidiary. You just imagine, mass comm graduate like me become CEO of railway engineering company. You must think about that. And also mass comm graduate like me give talk to university student, UITM, Universiti Malaya, Universiti Tunku Abdul Rahman, Universiti Utara Malaysia. Give talk about engineering. How I can confidently talk towards them is not because I ni otai masih berbeza. It is because the amount of knowledge that I gain and the amount of failure that I face. Always the time. 5 times I set foot forward, 4 times I will fall down. But I always rise and rise again. And now, today, under public transportation, under project of railway and highway, you say my name, people all know me. That's all your question?
I have another question.
Ada lagi?
Yes. So you said before that one of your biggest strength is your speaking skill. But I would like to ask, aside from your verbal communication skill, how important do you think writing in PR career?
That
Lady, like I said earlier many times, if all the competencies and the corporate core must come like you were born with it. Writing to it is something that you shouldn't wasting your time 3 years learning about to write English.
that
It must come with you together in this finger. Here is your tool, speaking. This is another tool, listening. This is the brain, and this is writing. If you see my profile, you can find that I was a columnist for New Straits Times from the year 2010 until 2014. I was columnist for New Straits Times. I'm reporting and I have my own column in Harian Metro,
mm,
Salam Perantau. And when I write about economy, do you think those things I gain from knowledge from the something that I can go to university or college, something to bring him up? No. Most of the columnists I know, they only pass SPM. But they learn about the reality of life. They learn like they are all graduate of the streetwise university, because speaking and writing is something that you were born with, something that you adapt with. A little bit only injection of knowledge and technique can be given by the tertiary education, little only, because that is what we call a soft skill. Soft skill you cannot be trust, and it also cannot be inherited or being transferred to your next generation. Iman tak boleh jual beli. Iman tak boleh diwarisi. Your father is an imam. You can be the setan. You cannot be the imam as well. Because this is something that belong to the soft skill. So writing is very important. Why important? Because you are reporting and answering to the very instant communication. For example, your boss or the people, the press will email you. What happened to the banjir now in Pakar? What you do in the next 24 hours? You think you want to go back to everyone, call everyone, come here, let's do? No. You make a draft, straight away draft. Maybe while you're driving, you make a draft. That show that is very important. You want to be a very good mass communicator that fits and prosper and blossom in this industry, blossom in this career, that thing mesti datang macam ni. Just that. While you are talking, while you're listening to the music, always there. So that's why I come back to the important to have like a handy guidebook, small guidebook, and a pen. That is something that you carry around. Unless you're professional enough, then that thing you can throw it away. Because inside there, everything is there. The definition, the correct verb. Correct verb, for example, you said merah, right? So, apa color tu kereta tu? Oh, merah. Apa color kain tu? It's merah. Apa color baju tu? Merah. No, merah. We got so many kind of merah. I don't want to explain more, but I hope you understand and you carry with me what I wanted to emphasize in you. Speaking, writing, listening is something you should be born with. Without that, no, you cannot be a mass communicator. You'll be a failed mass communicator. For example, you call semua pejabat daerah, you want to ask about anything, you want to buat some aduan, people, tak tahu nanti sekejap ni, I don't want to go on more, but that is an example of a failed communication, because the person that you put there in front to answer all the comment and respond, they are not well equipped and well understand. That is the problem. So are you born with a writing skill?
A bit.
Very good. Do you
Uh,
know, when I was the columnist, sometimes my boss will ask me, within 2 hours, can you give some write-up about 2,000 words to be sent in 2 hours time? So what I will
Oh.
do, I go to the toilet. While sitting down on the toilet, I write. Please look for all my writings. It is very informative. In Harian Metro, salam dari Hong Kong, salam dari China. Sometimes salam Hong Kong, sometimes. It is very informative. It is very dekat, very near to the people. I always put jokes, very serious note, but I put a very humor approach. Do you think humor approach ni you can learn from university?
Oh.
No. It can be you mix with a lot of orang sewil and orang gila around your life. You go to Terengganu, makan kat tepi jalan, you jumpa orang gila kat Terengganu. And they tell all the stories about it. You go to Penang, you jumpa satu apek cerita apa-apa. So you bring that. So you bring that life, you bring that community inside you. So you become jadi true and genuine the colours of bangsa Malaysia. So you become bukannya Melayu, you become bukannya Cina, but you become satu orang yang unik. The bangsa Malaysia yang unik. When you become the bangsa Malaysia unik, then only you boleh buat lawak yang semua orang boleh gelak. Then you can make an information that semua orang boleh understand. But if you berdiri, you stand up and bercakap depan a lot of people, but only certain people can understand you, then it's a failed communication. Mudah macam inilah. You make a speech in front of political crowd. You are a politician, political crowd, and you come from religious background. For example, one religion background. So in front of you got so many people with so many religion, and you tell story about, oh, you need to come to vote for me because of the religion say you must vote for me. It only applies to 1/4 of your listener, because another 3/4 they are not under your religion. And then you keep on emphasis about your own thing and wanted to paksa orang lain to pegang to your value. This is not the way of communication. Communication, you must openness to all value. And the value people, they come to you. And you don't need to grab. They will just land to you and sit there with you. You cannot grab people, tarik their attention to. Mana boleh paksa? Social media world, can you paksa? No, right? You put something on Twitter, Instagram, these people tengok, tak boleh. Sampai ada dekat TikTok lagu, kamu nak like, kamu like, kamu tak like, kamu tak like. Right? Isn't it? Kau nak tak, kau nak. Ada lagu, I always dengar tu. What kind of song budak-budak ini dengar? And in my office, I tak ada bilik. My room is a meeting room where I will sit together with all my team. And inside my team, I'm the leader. I'm not their boss. So dia sama-sama dengan I. Sometimes anak-anak buah I pun banyak juga berbarah balik ke I. I mean, yelah, the communication ni sebab kita tidak mengamalkan macam I ketua. I know everything. Tak ada. You see people, kalau you see my Facebook, dia tengok I punya anak. You can see anak-anak buah I. Our relationship is very close together. Kita tak ada gap. Tak ada bilik. Maknanya kita duduk ni sekali ramai-ramai. So, communication skill consists of writing and speaking. You must be born with it. And satu lagi melukis. You pasti melukis. Jangan cakap, oh, I don't know how to write. I don't know how to draw. You need to paint that. Whatever that you see, you nampak, you need to paint that inside your kepala, your brain. Because when you go back in the office, you need to write the report to your management. You need to do this. Macam mana you nak cakap sesuatu boleh, sebab you nak draw pun tak boleh. You cannot record inside your brain. And you are a failed communicator. So that's why you better do not stay in this line. If you cannot have that inside you. Lagi soalan?
All right, thank you, sir. And I will pass the next questions to Ikhtiar.
Okay,
Mhm.
Siang.
Hello, sir. I'm Ikhtiar.
Yes,
I'm
Siang.
a bit curious. How did you adapt changing field from broadcasting to PR? How do you adapt?
Okay, another question. Okay, come back like I mentioned couple of time earlier. It is the external factor due to the economy reason. There's not much job inside broadcasting, so I changed to PR. So when I come to PR, generally, mass communication is something that is same. Is something that we born with. PR is always about talking, writing, right? Writing wise, there's no definition of a correct way and official way of standard format. Everyone will come with the standard raw format of writing speech, writing salutation, doing this and doing that. PR, there are so many way of gauging and also understanding the activity. You might learn multiple theory like the Maslow theory, the hierarchy of needs theory. So that theory you must always here, put here. What is the most need of people? People will put priority to the food and then the shelter, the self-actualization and self-esteem. So that is the Maslow hierarchy of need. And also those things that you can learn from university and when exposing yourself about writing, about expressing, you always must remember that there are so many people that can help you with. If you are about to write something that's related to legality, law letters, you have your lawyer to help you. It's not you. So you must always can calm down and you know that you are like a spider where you spread your legs around and there will be people to assist you. But at the same time, you need also to help them also to ensure they reach their objectivity. To change that, come back to your characteristic, come back to your person as an individual. Okay, as an individual, the adaptation and the revolution transformation of you must always be there. At any time when you are already steady in your spectrum, like in the PR, you must also be ready to change your organization. Like I told you, I've been involved in so many organizations. I resign here, I join here, I resign here, I join here, resign. So uh, that is to point out that what important is the inside of you first. If you haven't settled anything inside within you, it's very challenge and it's very hard for you to adapt to any changes, any climate changes in your career.
So, okay, thank you, sir. I have another question. How does technology affect your line of work, your PR work? The use of social media like TikTok or Twitter. How does your work benefits from it?
Okay. Uh, it shouldn't be mentioned as a benefit, because sometimes this benefit also it means disaster. Let me tell you, the word about robotical. You mentioned about social media because I know lah. You only a student, right? Bachelor in English communication student. So your world is all about the social media and how it give you positive or maybe it create negativity. So this about that. Let me tell you, bigger world. Yeah, social media, bigger world than that is the fourth industrial revolution, the change of economy mindset, the change of everything, the competition, the change of how the economy works. So this thing, what it brings to you, it will bring you, if you are not inside there, it will bring disaster. Why? Because the fourth industrial revolution is like you bring in artificial intelligence, you bring in virtual reality. Sedap dengar kan? Wow. You know that it will kill you. You know that the moment you step inside your university, you are already unemployed. You know that the moment today, how many company will not want to employ you if they have already the artificial intelligence to help them
Yeah,
in processing all the press release, processing the annual report, processing this and that. Inside my line of duty, I bring in one robot into the construction site. I will kill 10 salary men. And this is not good for the economy. But of course, the government will say, wow, now we go to fourth industrial revolution, all automation, all virtual reality. Social media small lah, but this is part of it, right? But this social media also will kill. You just imagine people, the company only use social media with all the gadget inside. Say they will say us, hey lawyer, kau lawyer kan? Okay lah, we don't need to have a corporate com team lah inside this company. Buang lah bank. You just imagine like Maybank. Now they have like 100, maybe they have 40 people inside the corporate com department. But because they're translating and migrating into, for example, for this artificial intelligence, we don't need to have 40 people. It's not only Maybank lah. All other organization, big organization in Malaysia, okay? You need to do that. What will happen? Social media and all the tools that come with it or the application come with it, it must be used with the extensive care. It helps you, but at the same time, if you cannot cope with that, you cannot prove to that to the organization that you can be like in comparing to them and complement to them, you will be left behind. You know, right? Last time we have a front counter, the public relation counter. Ini counter ni depan every, like you go to the bank, you go to JPJ, renew license, you got the counter, right? So people sit at the counter. So there's first layer of communication. You ask question, how they can help you and everything. So in future, because of the modernization of the organization, they don't need people to sit at the front desk counter. So they use on the app system. So public come and then public just push button. So what happened to that? The layer of people who express and convey message come from you are the management, to the public, all gone. Because you up there, you only pass all the question and also the set of answer. You push button and the set answer will come out, right? So only pass that to you. So you lost 200 people, employee that working at the ground level to convey message, right? So you might think that, you are safe because you are at the management level, because you key in the questionnaire and you key in also the possible potential answer, but you are wrong. Why is it need to have you around? Because what they need is only people who good in IT, good in software development, good in programming. The next future in the gig economy is about programming. A replacement of people, human, with a competency in public relation and communication by robot. In apps, you don't need to call people inside any government department or Tenaga National. You got electricity cut off in your house, and then you don't need to call Tenaga National anymore. You don't need to lodge complaint to them anymore. You just go to the apps, you key in. That is your real enemy. So you want to bring in that social media thingy inside this conversation, we need to report to make sure that you have a total control. You must make sure that you are the master. The total control is very important.
Okay, thank you, sir. That's very clear. I have another question. How do you manage crisis communication in your company? If there's a problem,
Internal or external?
both.
Okay, very easy. There's a layer of, we call that line of command. Everything that being giving out to the public, everything given out to the community or the stakeholders, also that being spreading and disseminating out to the internal must have line of command. Usually you are the racer. To simplify, it's just like a box of acknowledgement and also control. Okay, you will raise by PR raise, and then manager will approve, and last is your CEO. So that is how you control. So anything about the crisis, anything about responding to the crisis must come to that control, that layer of control, because it will decide, it will also dictate where it will go from the beginning. If it involves something inside the spectrum of the company competencies and accountability towards the project or also towards the corporate, it will go to the system. Some of the company using ERP system. Some of the companies use Actually so many systems, but in my company we have ERP, and for the project we have a software called Primavera that can manage that. So crisis in communication can be solved through from this all this application. Crisis in a company related to EPCC, like me, you still remember, you can remember the
Yeah.
my definition of EPCC. It must come goes back all the way to the ERP and also to the Primavera. It's always about the construction, the status completion, what's being lag behind, what's been stumbling, what's the problem, the amount of the 4M. I need to highlight this also. The 4M is one is money, material, manpower, machine. In fact, not only in a construction, in every organization, it was always be this 4M. Understand this 4M and put it inside you. When you talk to people, you bring in this 4M. You go to work with the bank, say about this 4M. You go to work with Asia, whatever, bring this 4M. Your understanding about your level of this 4M. So this will show your level of understanding. It will show your level of intelligence. Come,
Okay.
guys, another 9 minutes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. That's all the question
Alright.
from me. I think we have a few other questions. I leave it
My
to
God,
Nuri.
I thought it was just only 30 minutes. Come. I give you another 8 minutes. I cannot stay long.
Okay.
8 minutes.
We only have three more questions.
Two more. Okay, come.
The first one is, have you handled case that involve bad publicity?
Bad publicity?
Yeah.
Yes, always. In the PR, in communication, it's always bad publicity. You all have computer in front of you, right? You please Google now. Key in KVDT, Klang Valley Dapat, right? KVDT, Wee Ka Siong, WEEKASIONG. Google that now. KVDT Wee Ka Siong, WEEKASIONG. Because we have only 8 minutes, I try to speed up. This is not a bad publicity. This is disaster. This is
Oh.
bad. The government terminate my contract. The kerajaan. Have you read there? Please angguk if you tengah baca. So my company, we summon the government. So you looking at people, the face that summon the government. You think I'm my mind in this one. So why we come to that aggression is because the amount of pressure and also the way the government handle our case. The government being um, uh, the priority of the government that time was not on our side. I try to use a good word lah, a good word to show this. What happened? The government decided to terminate my company, one of my company contract. It is called KVDT, and the project cost is 4.27 billion, 4.27 billion ringgit. The government terminate. Menteri was Yang Berhormat Wee Ka Siong, Datuk Seri Wee Ka Siong. So but we try to negotiate. We try to do PR thing, corporate thing, but it won't happen. So we bring it to court. So when we bring it to court, always there will be a report about the updates about it. So there will be another layer of mass communication, of corporate com to be embedded in. Newcomer green people like you, of course, you. But when you join the corporate world, maybe you'll be kind of exposed. But to tell about, you shouldn't label this as a bad publicity. This is an opportunity to blossom.
Okay.
So I want you to read about that KVDT Wee Ka Siong, okay? And everything that involved there, everything be written and report there, all come corporate communication, all come from me. All the points, all the data. If you can see, you can see my my steadiness, I always put the data, the measurement correct, berpegang kepada ayat-ayat dan juga perkara-perkara. Yeah.
So,
Okay. Last question.
last question is, in your opinion, what is the best framework for PR practitioners in Malaysia regarding to its culture?
PR framework. Are you referring to the system or the reporting line or rules of engagement? Or what do you have in mind actually? What do you want me to comment actually? Or maybe I try to help a little bit. Two perspective, one internal, one external, isn't it? Is that the framework that you're asking for? Okay, one towards internal, one towards external. Internally means we always to make sure that all human being well taken care of with the internal program, and external is always about the challenges, the thing that happen during our daily work life, the project, those things. For example, like the government, we sue the government, we bring the government to the court. Not many people, not many company summon the government tau. So that. But again, in mass communication, there's no framework. There's no framework. There's no rukun yang tetap. There's only a guideline. A guideline macam mana you want to convey the message. Mana you want to adapt to the message. Macam mana you want to process. And what will be the policy. You practice your PR here in Malaysia and you practice your PR in Singapore, different. Singapore culture different. Malaysia culture different. You practice your PR in Kuala Lumpur, Kuala Terengganu, Kota Kinabalu. Different. Culture different. You practice your punya PR about internal in Kuching and also Alustar, different. You bring that to Kota Baru lagi different. In Kota Baru, you sit, you buat one event, you need to separate people. Ladies on the right, men on the left, yang tengah-tengah duduk kat belakang. Yang not lady, not woman, no lady, not man, duduk tengah-tengah. No, but maybe in some other part, okay, you can sit together. These are the things that are related towards most likely towards what we have along our along the environment that we are facing with. It's always generic. It's always dynamic. Depends on the situation. The rules of engagement is very clear. We communicate, we adapt, we convey message, we bring branding, we are there. Masscom duduk kat mana-mana. Masscom yang pertama sampai and Masscom yang last kali pergi. When there's a crisis, Masscom pertama sampai, Masscom tulis semua, and then people come and go, people come, go, and people come back, people come, go, people give thing, and then people semua balik, orang pun balik, and Masscom yang last kali tinggal. When there's a death and there's a crisis, orang jatuh, mati from fall building under construction, 40 tingkat, jatuh mati, Masscom pertama datang, collect datang, polis datang, orang datang, the relative datang, nangis, cry, and then semua orang balik, polis balik, orang balik, yang mati pun dah bangun berjalan, mati pun jalan balik, you still there, you last tinggalkan dia tempat. Itulah dia, that is what we call a Masscom.
Alright, thank you so much, sir, for your time and for this interview. So before we end, we would like to have a photo session with you.
How you want to? Oh, through this.
Screenshot, yeah,
Yeah.
only screenshot. Alright, in the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright, that's all.
Situ je. Okay, alright.
Yes.
So, saya ucapkan selamat berjaya untuk semua ya. You guys take care. You can reach me. Ada banyak cara nak reach me. Ada apa-apa boleh tanya pada saya lagi lah ya. Okay, take care guys.
Alright,
Everyone.
thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
have a nice weekend. Right, bye-bye and Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Hampir 2 jam.
2 jam.
1 jam 40 minit. 40.